Hey guys, I'm Frankie and I run the Instagram account Live with Walter. First of all, thank you so much for following my little hairy man. That doesn't sound weird at all. And thank you for all of your kind messages and comments. There is one thing in particular that you've been asking me about more than others, and that is how to make these, which is homemade chew sticks, I guess you would call them. English isn't my first language, so I'm not sure if you call them something else, but if I literally translate the words from the Swedish name for it to English, it's a chew stick. Walter is very picky when it comes to what he will chew on and not chew on. He will happily chew on his house and the silicone in the corners of his cage when he's really restless. Basically anything that he's not supposed to chew on, he'll at least taste once. But sticks, like actual sticks from nature, it's not that interesting to him. I've been a bit panicked at times, like his teeth are gonna grow in too long and he's gonna die. Then I found Whimsies, you know, those cute little like dog chew treats that look like toothbrushes and I think hedgehogs and some other things. If your hamster is picky with the chewy stuff, you should try those, or these that I'm going to show you how to make right now. Now I've actually reused the same sticks for maybe 3 times now, and they're getting a bit, I think it's time for them to retire. So I've just been out picking some new ones. So I'm just going to clean those up a bit. I'm fine. Woo! I'm like shooting them across the room. That was my shoulder, not the stick. I'm allergic to pollen and I thought I was safe because it's winter, but these bastards are stealthy. Not a good day to have lost my inhaler, but let's move on. Okay, so here's what I'm going to use. It's like 4 ingredients or something. It's really simple. I've got ecological, not necessary, I guess, but mine's ecological. Like wheat flour, is that what you call it? I don't know. Eggs, not ecological, because then I would be living on the street, basically. Bunch of sticks from some tree that is hamster friendly. And finally, some seeds. I'm going to be using his regular dry feed because it's quite a good mix if I might say so myself. You're also going to need 2 bowls and a whiskey thing of some sort. Like a whiskey thing, not a whiskey thing. Please don't put whiskey in it. A flat surface of your preference. I prefer a plate. Maybe you want to use a tray, a friend that's really good at planking. So the first thing we're going to do is to create the sticky stuff, the sticky paste, that is gonna glue the seeds to the stick. There's so many stick words in this. We're gonna create something sticky they use to stick to the stick. Now the main reason that I prefer to make my own chew sticks rather than buy them at pet shop is that the glue, or whatever you want to call it, that they use is usually honey, which is terrible. It's super sweet. It's not at all good for their teeth or like their body in general. Like hamsters aren't supposed to eat really sweet things, especially not dwarf hamsters. That are more sensitive when it comes to diabetes and stuff like that. I feel like if these companies really cared about the animals, they would find another kind of paste to use. But small animals, unfortunately, are not at all cared for in the industry as much as, say, cats and dogs. And it's infuriating, but let's change this. Let's make better ones. Okay, so I have cracked 1 egg into this bowl, and I would not let you witness me cracking an egg because I am terrible at cracking eggs, but it's in here. A little bit of it I put in a smaller bowl because we're going to use it to glaze them. The reason that I crack the egg into the bowl first and put the flour in after is because it's not so much about measurements, it's more about when you feel the paste is just the right amount of sticky, stop adding flour. You want it to not be runny because then it's not going to stay on the stick, it's not going to support the seeds, so to speak. But you want it to be sticky enough for you to kind of get annoyed that your hands are sticky. You might want to use something other than this type of whisk because stuff tends to get stuck in it, but all of my other utensils are in the dishwasher that I haven't run yet because I didn't want it to make noise in this video, so I ended up using this one instead and saying this is pretty good. If you want something to go by. I'm not sure what this is called in English, you know, like the oven paper thingy, right? Good. Use one of them, and I'll just put the finished ones on here. Okay, so you just take a stick and try to get this goo on it. Leave a little bit at the bottom, like I have down here. Now I'm only using this paste to stick the seeds on here. The layer of this paste does not have to be thick. It's not really a main ingredient, it's just used as a glue. And your hamster will love it because it has egg in it. I am about done with this one. Now I will just roll it in here. Now I've gotten seeds on most of it. There's not so much sticky paste peeking through that I will get it all over my hand if I do this. So I will just gently squeeze, make sure, that was a loose one, just to make sure the seeds are really sticking to it. Because some of them like tend to fall off and you have to go at it again. I think mine is done. Now I will carefully place it on the, what do you say, like oven plate or something? You know what I mean, the thing with the paper thing on the thing. Now I'm just going to repeat these steps for all of these and then we're going to do the glazing. Okay, it's glazing time. I actually ended up having to crack an extra egg because I made so many sticks this time. You just want to glaze them with the egg, kind of carefully, because some seeds might be a bit loose. And you do this to make sure that the seeds stick to the paste. And also it makes the whole thing harder, which I'm not going to make a dirty joke about because I'm a mature adult person. And just like with the paste, you don't need a thick layer. It's not like a main ingredient, it's just a little extra helper. So this is what my cheese sticks look like at the moment. They are glazed and ready to be put in the oven. I do not have a very good memory and therefore I cannot remember how hot the oven should be. I think it's been like a little different every time, but about 150 degrees perhaps, Celsius, not Fahrenheit. Just, I mean, it's better to have the temperature set a little too low and it takes a bit longer than to burn them. Then there's this sort of sweet smell that's also a bit gross, but you'll know, I mean, when you feel it. Like when you start like smelling them, then they're probably done. I think that's everything. Good luck and let me know how it went. Upload pictures if you have them and tag our Instagram, which is Life with Walter. Take care.